guy, fat guy.
He still does it underhand.
He does it underhand, and he's money. So
Probably do whatever way you want him to.
yeah.
All right, Mike, you can start it off.
Let me make sure it's still.
Okay,
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Frank, Melo asked him just about what he's noticed early, and he said that the clarity has been a big thing for you and what you're looking for on both sides of the court. And I just wondered if you've seen a certain type of response and how the players are responding to, the early parts of what you're trying to put in so far.
Yeah, well, I love hearing him say that, because that's, that to me is my job, is to bring clarity to, in particular our coverages on the defensive end. The more decisiveness they have, the less indecision they have about what is supposed to happen, the more aggressive they're going to be. And, that's what I have seen that. I have seen some of the guys that, are more known as offensive guys, really understanding what we're trying to do on the defense end.
And I guess as a follow-up to that, if clarity can be harder to come by with such a new roster as you talked about with cohesion and stuff, or is that not true? Like, do the concepts sort of stay the same even as you figure out who's going to fit in what spot?
Well, it doesn't change for me or my coaching staff. It changes for the new guys. They have to get up to speed with the way we do things. But like I said, they're picking it up very quickly. We're doing some things differently offensively that, we're all, just figuring out processing to try to best utilize this year's personnel, try to tailor to their strengths and weaknesses. And, that's something that, I'm pretty excited about. And I feel like our guys are getting on the same page with it as well.
Dave?
So Frank, one thing that Melo didn't have as much clarity on it, not that he was having a problem with it, he said he didn't know what his role would be in terms of starting or coming off the bench. And I guess for a veteran like that, do you get ahead of that conversation at some point? I know you got to get a chance to actually see your team before you make those decisions, but how will you go about communicating to Melo what exactly kind of the role you see for him to be in?
Yeah, when the time's right, I just talked to him after he came in, and this is all still to be determined. You know what I mean? When we spoke before he signed here, I told him that I envision a big role on this team. I don't know what that was going to look like, whether he's going to start, whether he's going to come off the bench, but that he's going to be a factor for us. That we lost shooting, in the trade with KCP and Cruz going out, and that I feel like this is the time, that he's going to have a significant role with our group, and that's the last time we've talked about it. We'll probably not talk about it again until we get closer to the regular season, and but I do think he's going to have a big role on our team.
Frankie mentioned the shooting that you lost in that deal, but that was kind of a bugaboo for this team each of the last 2 years, the perimeter shooting. And the point of emphasis in this offseason. How confident are you feeling about that part of the game right now? Do you feel like those any concerns have been fully addressed by what the front office did?
Yeah, I mean, you can never have enough shooting, but what we have is a team that is really elite at attacking the rim. And the offensive pressure that we want to put on defenses is really going to create easier shots for those guys on the perimeter. And we've got guys that are shot makers, but how are we going to generate quality shots? That's something I'm excited about, is how much pressure we can put on the rim, both with our loud threats. Russell Westbrook he's just dynamic. He continues to impress every practice, every time we're together, with what he's able to generate with his downhill engine. And that's really exciting.
Yesterday, Rondo said that he didn't think Melo had missed yet, since he became a Laker. Is that still true?
He missed a couple today, but he did have some moments in that scrimmage where it really got hot, and I was coaching against him, and I had to figure out what we had to do to try to slow him down. But he did miss a couple today, yes.
He's got one eye. Did you see that he took a shot? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that as part of the practice, but that was later. So,
okay. So
yeah.
he doesn't have that.
Right.
Go ahead. I know you're kind of consumed with the present moment, but and you've talked about various players in this extent, but does it ever strike you, like, in my years as an NBA coach, like, Russ is giving me problems, like Melo is giving me problems, like I've had to scheme against all these guys as stars, at some point in my career, and here they are under one roof.
Well, it's an impressive roster that we put together here. There's no other way to look at it. And you do look at, certain, I think the guys, obviously I'm familiar with, a lot of the guys you talked about as Hall of Famers that have been here. But Melo and Russ coming in, those are the two guys that, obviously playoff series is against, in Indiana against Melo. As they were one of the best teams in the league that year because of him, so everything we did was designed to, try to limit him and take him away. So it's exciting to have him on my side. And, we didn't play Russ in the playoffs until we did in the bubble. But it still creates, a lot of anxiety for a defensive coordinator or a head coach trying to slow down your opponent. So, really excited to have those guys on my squad.
All right, we have time for two more. BT.
In these few practices, how has the team looked on defense? Are you happy with the way that's coming along?
Yeah, not good enough. But plenty of positives. The effort has been really off the charts, for practice sessions. The care factor, all the ingredients, that you need. Obviously it's going to be a little bit sloppy. There's going to be some miscoverages and things you have to tighten up. But the effort and focus on that side of the ball has been off the charts. And as long as you have that, then we can clean up all the details.
All right, one with Mark, and then a quick follow-up from Bill.
Hey, Frank, a two-parter here. I know there's some new faces, but the returning vets, they're on this team. Do you have any general impressions of what their day-to-day has been that has helped their longevity over the years? And given that, what's kind of the point of emphasis this season with the training staff to maximize good health for the guys?
Well, as always with the training staff, communicate to me how you feel about how much we're working them, and and understand when their bodies need rest or whatever in terms of recovery. Those guys are returning. So when you say returning vets, I'm assuming you're talking about Rondo, Dwight, Bron, AD.
Yeah.
Won't call Taylor a vet just yet. But those guys, they're still playing at a super high level because of how they take care of their bodies, and I think that's shown up with, the first 3 days of really good practices, where they had their legs under them. They came into camp in shape. It was clear with all those guys that none of them showed up, trying to use camp to try to get in shape. They've done their work.
Will everyone play on Sunday, or is everyone going to be available on Sunday, or do you know yet?
Yeah. So Russ and Bron and Melo are not going to play, and Trevor mispracticed again today with the sore foot, so he will not play. There may be others, but as of right now, those are the guys we know that will not play. Anthony will play, likely just the first quarter. And we'll huddle up after practice tomorrow and see which if any of the other guys will not be in there. But right now, that's what we're looking at.
You said Russ, Bron,
Melo,
Ariza,
and Trevor. Yeah.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.